As a result, the publication of the Declaration immediately galvanized worldwide opinion on the subject of rights, both for and against. In a sermon given in London on November 4th, 1789, Richard Price, friend of Benjamin Franklin and frequent critic of the English government, waxed lyrical on the new rights of man. "I have lived to see the rights of men better understood than ever, and nations panting for liberty, which seem to have lost the idea of it." Outraged by Price's naive enthusiasm for the metaphysical abstractions of the French, the well-known essayist and member of Parliament Edmund Burke dashed off a furious response. His pamphlet, Reflections on the Revolution in France, 1790, gained instant recognition as the founding text of conservatism. "We are not the converts of Rousseau," Burke thundered. "We know that we have made no discoveries, and we think that no discoveries are to be made in morality. We have not been drawn and trussed in order that we may be filled, like stuffed birds in a museum, with chaff and rags and paltry blurred shreds of paper about the rights of man." Price and Burke had agreed about the American Revolution. They both supported it. But the French Revolution upped the ante enormously, and battle lines soon formed. Was it the dawn of a new era of freedom based on reason, or the beginning of a relentless descent into anarchy and violence? For nearly 2 centuries, despite the controversy provoked by the French Revolution, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen incarnated the promise of universal human rights. In 1948, when the United Nations adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 1 read, "All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights." In 1789, Article 1 of the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen had already proclaimed, "Men are born and remain free and equal in rights." Although the modifications in language were meaningful, the echo between the two documents is unmistakable. The origins of the documents do not necessarily tell us something significant about their consequences. Does it really matter that Jefferson's rough draft went through 86 alterations made by himself, the Committee of 5, or Congress? Jefferson and Adams clearly thought so, since they were still arguing about who contributed what in the 1820s, in the last decade of their long and eventful lives. Yet the Declaration of Independence had no constitutional standing. It simply declared intentions, and 15 years passed before the states finally ratified a very different Bill of Rights in 1791. The French Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen claimed to safeguard individual freedoms, but it did not prevent the emergence of a French government that repressed rights, known as the Terror, and future French constitutions, there were many of them, formulated different declarations, or went without declarations altogether. More troubling still, those who so confidently declared rights to be universal in the late 18th century turned out to have something much less all-inclusive in mind. We are not surprised that they considered children, the insane, the imprisoned, or foreigners to be incapable or unworthy of full participation in the political process, for so do we. But they also excluded those without property, slaves, free blacks, in some cases religious minorities, and always and everywhere women. In recent years, these limitations on all men have drawn much commentary, and some scholars have even questioned whether the declarations had any real emancipatory meaning. The founders, framers, and declarers have been judged elitist, racist, and misogynist.